Gucci, see me loopy. I can't let a nigga shoot me, I'm in a two-seat. And before I speak about it, rather grab it loosely. Dirty crib, but a dip if I'm in a hoopty.
What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Lord 7th, and today we have a special guest, Naruto Explained. So in this video, we'll be going over the possibilities of Amado not being from the Shinobi World. What if all along he was fooling Naruto and Sasuke and that he's really from a different universe? Some people might think this is crazy. Maybe you think the Otsutsuki clan destroyed Amado's planet. Maybe you think Amado is plotting something against the Shinobi World. Regardless, I think it's very good for talking about inverse Boruto theories, as there's so much ground to cover and different things you have to acknowledge for this topic. And all honesty, it's just a great theory to discuss. So without further ado, let's begin. This new character Ada gives me massive intergalactic Star Wars vibes. My theory is that she's from Amado's home planet. It's possible that she was one of Amado's first creations. Kishimoto plans on expanding the lore and world building of the Naruto verse to include other planets, civilizations, and galaxies, which the Otsutsuki pairs will come out to harvest. Amado's home planet was at war with the Otsutsuki, similar to how Earth is right now. Amado's planet relied on its technological advancements to fight the Otsutsuki using cyborg technology. His planet lost the battle against the Otsutsuki. Specifically, Kaguya and Ishiki could have followed the pair to Earth, where he watched from the shadows trying to understand how the Otsutsuki operated. When Kaguya attacked Ishiki, Amado saw what happened and decides to use this as an opportunity to reach out to Jigen to form the Kara organization, with the objective of trying to learn how the Otsutsuki operate, to be able to defeat them in the future using his cyborg army. I believe that the Kara organization existed from the start.
And I want to say this isn't something that's 100% crazy. There is some merit to bringing up the question of whether or not Amado is an Otsutsuki or whether or not Amado is from another planet that had appearances to where the people look like they were human beings, like the people in the Naruto world, which isn't uncommon with sci-fi. But the fact is that Masashi Kishimoto is a huge sci-fi geek when it comes to science fiction and when it comes to monster movies, etc. Masashi Kishimoto has a huge love for those things, and in the Naruto manga we saw all aspects of the things that Kishimoto was a fan of. So you saw ninjas, you saw zombies, you saw monsters, you saw chakra monsters, you saw ninja terrorists. The fact of the matter is that we saw every aspect of the different genres that Kishimoto was a fan of, and the fact that Kishimoto was not able to get off a science fiction story and has an opportunity here with the Boruto franchise to dabble in some of those aspects and make Boruto everything that Samurai 8 never was, it's not crazy. Think about how Naruto was constantly changing. It went from ninjas fighting ninjas to ninjas fighting ninja terrorists to ninjas fighting chakra beasts to ninjas fighting zombie ninjas to ninjas fighting aliens. And now in Boruto we have ninjas fighting against cyborgs, and cyborg technology is as sci-fi as you're gonna get. And when you go into how Kishimoto's mind works, it isn't crazy to say that Masashi Kishimoto is going to lean heavier into the science fiction aspect of this, much like how you lean into the monster element of the Naruto manga. And in this case, things are a lot different. Kishimoto can go as crazy as he wants to, because unlike Naruto's manga, he doesn't have a bunch of editors that he's got to answer to. The editor for the Boruto manga is Masashi Kishimoto. The writer for the Boruto manga is Masashi Kishimoto. The only thing that he doesn't do is he doesn't draw the art. So who's going to be there to tell him that, hey, this is a bad idea? There is nobody there. So just as Kishimoto wanted to make the members of the Akatsuki literal monsters, on top of you having the BGB literal monsters, it would have been monsters hunting monsters. It's not crazy to say that on top of them fighting aliens, that we get the reveal that Amado, all the information that he gathered, Amado was able to do so because he's somebody that came from an entirely different planet that has a species of people that look like they're humans, much like how in Star Wars you have human-like creatures that are sprinkled all throughout the universe that look just like you or myself, but they're on various other planets. I think you're kind of in a similar situation here, to where that might be something that's revealed with Amado. And when you look at Delta and Ada, that also opens up the possibility for explaining why Amado seemingly has connections with both of these characters. Whether you have the running theory of Delta being Amado's daughter, or whether you have the running theory that Ada is potentially Amado's daughter as well. It would explain a lot of stuff in terms of motivation if Amado's one of those sole survivors of his race. It would explain why Amado seemingly has a vendetta against the Otsutsuki clan, because no human is going to not only have scientific information that is that advanced, light years ahead of anything that Konoha has, but also possess all that information about the Otsutsuki clan that's not information that Ishiki would have told him willingly, which means that had to been information that Amado got from somewhere else. And to close out this point, because Kishimoto is the editor for this story and basically has free reign in the situation, I think we need to revisit looking at Samurai 8 and seeing if maybe there are plot points from Samurai 8 that can be translated and adjusted for the Boruto manga. I'm not saying a literal ripoff of Samurai 8, that's not where I'm going with it, but I am saying some of the themes and concepts from Samurai 8 with some of the stuff Kishimoto tried to do. It's not crazy to think that the same guy who wanted to make the fourth Hokage a dog before his editor stepped in won't take the opportunity to take what was a passion project for him, which was Samurai 8, which was also drawn by another one of his assistants, like how Boruto's drawn by one of Kishimoto's former assistants, and basically try and breathe new life into it because of how passionate he was for it. And as somebody that's read Samurai 8 and obviously reads Boruto, I do see where Kishimoto could probably line up a few things from that manga to translate over into Boruto, and I think Amado potentially being an alien is something you could look at.
Some of the already powerful cyborgs like Ida and Damon could have been transported from Amado's home planet to Earth, which was destroyed by the Otsutsuki clan. This is why I believe that Ida, the new character, existed since the time of the Sage of Six Paths. As she slept waiting to be reawakened, Code said, "Hello Ida, you who knows everything in this world," means that she knows a lot and has existed for a very long time. Earth surely cannot be the only planet to have human-like life. The Otsutsuki job is to send out pairs to different planets to simply plant the divine tree to harvest its chakra fruit. Delta could have been possibly killed during the Otsutsuki invasion on Amado's home planet. Since Boruto is a monthly manga, the fans are stuck in a cycle of reading the chapter and then spending the month speculating. During this rather slow cycle, we end up rereading the manga quite a few times in hopes of finding something new from time to time. This time, let's discuss the possibility of Delta being Amado's daughter. This whole theory started catching more fire after Amado opened up about his life to Naruto in chapter 57 of the manga, where he said that he had a daughter who died 12 years ago. Amado called Delta Musume in Boruto chapter 34's Japanese version. Musume is a word often used to call someone a kid or child. While many may believe that the word was simply used to indicate Delta's immature reaction to losing to Naruto, writers use words to represent two or more meanings quite often. Here, it is completely possible that the writers wanted to show it as Amado calling Delta immature on the surface, and also to foreshadow their relationship. In fact, using complex kanjis to symbolize things is one of Kishimoto's iconic traits from the Naruto manga. This crucial moment that is quite important to this theory comes from chapter 39 of the manga. In the following scene, Amado looks at Delta after Jigen says, "Don't worry Amado, everyone's wishes will be granted, including yours of course." However, this could very well be one of the most important foreshadowings in the manga. Here, it implies that Amado's wish is related to Delta in some way or the other. While we can't say for sure, Amado's reaction did raise our eyebrows. Another important thing to remember is that Amado used a shutdown code to put Delta to sleep. It is highly possible that he can wake her up any time. Moreover, there's still one more Delta left, or rather her body. Amado just has to transfer her consciousness from one body to another to bring her back to life. And it may seem like Delta is the only person to be related to Amado, but that's not the case. And chapter 57 of the manga has definitely made fans scratch their head with the entry of Ida. As Ida revealed that her ability to charm people doesn't work on Otsutsukis and blood relatives, a lot of people naturally guessed that Amado could be a blood relative. Due to the timing of the information, Amado revealed that he had a daughter a chapter before Ida's big reveal. And writers don't drop information junks for fun. They always serve a purpose. And in all honesty, it can be either of them since we don't have enough information on the three people involved. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. Delta's body is scientifically modified to the point that she can be brought back to life as many times as needed, ultimately making her immortal. Amado has commands to control her, like the sleep command he used in chapter 39. While this is a way to control her, it can also help him to protect her and create a facade that she's dead. From what we know so far, Amado modified her eyes only, hence Ida is still a human. Moreover, Boro had to hide her in a special pod, probably to maintain her body as she's still a human. This is important as it's possible that Amado didn't want to make his daughter a machine. Amado took a risk by making Ida stronger than Jigen, as it resulted in Jigen ordering Boruto to dispose of her. However, it is important to note that he created her abilities, meaning he could have predicted that she would charm Boruto and survive. As you can see, both of them have close to equal chances to be Amado's daughter. Both of them have something that makes us believe that they are the daughter and vice versa. Delta and Ida both hate Amado, and both could definitely help progress the story, as Ida and Code's alliance is destructive, and Amado being an exception to Ida's power would serve as a good obstacle in the antagonist's journey, whereas Delta's route could pave the way for Amado's betrayal to Konoha. Naruto and Sasuke have already reached a weakened state. Fighting Code and Ida is going to take everything left in the tank. Knowing that this is a golden opportunity, Amado could use Delta to attack the duo and lead to what could potentially be one of the biggest betrayals in the Boruto series. During his conversation with Naruto in chapter 57, Amado seemed to relate to the Hokage situation, as he said a few things that Naruto truly felt. This is of huge importance, as it hints towards Amado doing the same for the greater good. Another important point, potentially common to both Ida and Delta, could be a sacrifice. While this won't connect dots directly, we should remember that Amado can be quite considerate. He tried to reduce the deaths caused by Jacob's karma experiment as well. Amado surely understood what he was doing to a person by making them a cyborg, and what he was stealing from them. As Ida's hate towards Amado comes from losing the ability to have a normal romance, it is apparent that the decision was forced upon her, and we know nothing about Delta's past. I assume that it can be about her becoming a complete cyborg. This could be similar to Naruto's fate, where his parents had to steal karma inside the newborn Naruto. Since there's still a lot to be known, I can't say anything for sure. However, I do think this is a crucial angle in Boruto's plot, which will help to build stronger side characters, which the series is in dire need of. While it is completely possible that none of them could be Amado's daughter, they would definitely have some sort of relationship. It isn't possible that Amado will stay uninvolved with either of the two over the course of the series, as the build-up already exists. It's just a matter of time. This would explain why Amado will eventually betray Konoha, because he has seen firsthand and knows that the current ninja shinobi system is not sufficient and equipped enough to defeat the coming Otsutsuki threat, and why he would favor cyborg inventions over the traditional shinobi system. This will be Amado's philosophy. Kawaki from the first episode of the Boruto series said the age of shinobi is over. I believe that this statement was a result of Amado convincing Kawaki to take his perspective, that the only way to defeat and end the Otsutsuki threat once and for all is through the advancements in technology. Kawaki will believe that the shinobi system is outdated and not suited anymore to protect the earth from the Otsutsuki threat. And this is why Kawaki does what he does in the future, because he came to believe that the only way to protect his loved ones and earth in general is to fully destroy the shinobi system once and for all, to be able to finally defeat the Otsutsuki clan. In the future of the series, those who buy into Amado and Kawaki's philosophy of technology over the shinobi system will be made or enhanced with cybernetic technology, and that cyborgs will kill and destroy all shinobi. They will control Earth and all the Great Five Nations, including the Hidden Leaf Village. Those who fail to conform to this new reality will be killed and targeted for elimination. Those who still believe in the heart and ways of the shinobi system, like future Boruto, will be targeted for elimination. This is why Boruto says in the flash forward to Kawaki, "I'm still a shinobi." Because if you really think about it, the quote, "the age of shinobi is over," makes sense. Today's era in Boruto, we have technology that allows a weak shinobi to match or surpass a Jonin level shinobi. Which is crazy because during the first part of Naruto, it was purely about hand-to-hand combat. Then Shippuden came out, it became a little more about ninjutsu. Now in Boruto, it's all about technology.
And part of what makes what Lord Seven just said something so interesting is the fact that science and ninjutsu, finding that way to coexist between both of these elements, is something that the Boruto franchise has been doing ever since Masashi Kishimoto and Kodachi both wrote the Boruto movie back in 2015. Can science and ninjutsu coexist? Can a shinobi use ninja tools while still calling himself a shinobi? Has the way the shinobi changed? That was the central debate between Naruto and Sasuke during that Boruto the movie. Well, in Boruto Chapter 1 or Boruto Episode 1, depending on which continuity you use, Boruto and Kawaki are having their own debate. Is the way the shinobi over? Kawaki says that it's over. Boruto says that I still believe I'm a shinobi. Well, they have different views on how to protect the world, similar to how Naruto and Sasuke both had a different way for what it means for peace. Naruto thought that people could find peace through mutual understanding, and Sasuke believed that the only way to find peace was for Sasuke to rule as a tyrant. That way he's the unifying force that brings everybody together. Well, If we go with the notion that Kawaki is being influenced by Amado, who is using science, perhaps using alien technology, which would explain why all the technology that all the car members are using is so much more advanced than anything that they've done in Konoha. If Amado is able to share his experiences with Kawaki and say, this is how my people fell to the Otsutsuki, the only way we can defend the world is by using science. Given everything that Kawaki's been through, given how much he adores Naruto, given how strong that bond is, the idea that he embraces something like that to protect Naruto isn't something that's really crazy. And when you look at the fact that Boruto believes in the way the ninja, just as Sasuke and Naruto taught him, we also have to look at the fact that in the Sasuke Shinden, the Teacher Star Pupil Light novel, Sasuke was trying to teach Boruto that science and ninjutsu can coexist with one another. And by the time Boruto finishes his battle with Ao, one of the things that he sees is that science and ninjutsu, when working in perfect harmony, is something that can work. It just depends on how you use it. It's just like ninja tools. Well, if you're in that situation where these two are clashing and Boruto's holding on to the teachings of his father and of his mentor, it opens up the door for Kishimoto to do something that he did in the Naruto franchise, which is he takes prior themes that were shown with the older generations and he puts a new tweak on it. So just as Naruto and Sasuke got their power up from the Sage of Six Paths, who technically is half alien, if you take in the fact that they got chakra power-ups, whether it be the Sage of Six Paths chakra and Sasuke getting the Rinnegan and Naruto getting the Sage of Six Paths mode from Hagoromo Otsutsuki, if we look at Amado as being one of those figures who steps in to fill that role of the Sage of Six Paths, only in this case he's somebody who's an alien who's sharing alien technology, you have a really great opportunity to where Kawaki leans into just using the alien technology that Amado gives him, and that be his way towards bringing down the Otsutsuki. And Boruto, because he believes in combining technology and science, combines that with his ninjutsu and ultimately is able to prove to Amado and Kawaki that the shinobi way of doing things is the only way to bring down the Otsutsuki. It has to be perfectly balanced, kind of like a yin and a yang. I do think that Kishimoto is going to take this opportunity to blend science and ninjutsu hand in hand, and given that he's introduced aliens into stories about ninjas in the Naruto manga, it's not crazy to think that aliens are also going to bring in the technology that's going to be used to bring down an alien race.
And that will be the end of the video. If y'all enjoyed this collab video with Naruto Explained, get this video to 300 likes. And also comment down below if you think Amado's from a different world, or if you think he's going to betray the shinobi system. So that being said, it's your boy Lord 7th, and we out.